And before I call Honorable, appreciate our host, Honorable Brother Francis Atwoli, for this kind gesture. As a parliamentary caucus and like-minded leaders, we decided to come and pay him a courtesy call so that we can discuss on a variety of issues, which we'll be sharing with you in a short while. But just before that, I'd like to introduce to you my colleagues. I'll start on my immediate right. We have Honorable Teddy, who is a member of the Amani National Congress and also a nominated member of parliament from Vihiga County. And lastly, we have our last born, who is Honorable Caleb Amisi from Trans Nzoia. So basically, we are a caucus of like-minded leaders. Brother Francis Atwoli is playing in shaping opinion in this country. And in the recent past, he has been on the forefront to ensure that we bring real change in Kenya. As you are all aware, we have been having conflicts after every electioneering years. After we do our elections, the country has been divided. Only suggested during the Labor Day that we need to sort out this issue once and for all. And I want to take this opportunity, first of all, to thank Brother Atwoli for initiating our two leaders in this country, that is Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta, who facilitated them to have the handshake. And I want to say that as a leadership, we are embracing that handshake, and we are saying that we shall not entertain anybody who wants to pose as if he's opposing the handshake. Secondly, as we are in the mood of reconciliation, we want to handle and sort out the problems that have been affecting Kenya for a very long epoch. We have had problems like electoral injustices. We have had problems of exclusivity. We have had problems of governance, devolution. And the only way we can sort out these problems is by introducing or looking at the constitution and having a constitutional audit. In 2010, when we promulgated the new constitution, we had some elements that we thought were going to help this country. But after it was implemented, we have seen that we have challenges in some sectors. And this is why we are saying that we must. And the issue of referendum is inevitable. We must change the constitution to ensure that we tackle these issues once and for all. But what disturbs us is that there is a sector of certain leaders who have choreographed some opposition towards the referendum. As a leadership and a young leadership, we want to warn those people that we shall not entertain their selfish and egocentric approach on the issue of referendum. The issue of referendum is a national issue, is an issue that is going to sort out the problems of Kenya, not only in this current generation, but even the future generation. So I don't want to speak much, but we are supporting Honorable Brother Francis Atwoli in this cause. You are the one who started this cause, and we just came to assure you that we are behind you. We are going to ensure that this country remains together and we sort out all the problems for the sake of the coming generations. So I'll allow Mheshimiwa Florence Mutua from Busia to say something. Then we shall have one member from the coast to say something. And as you can see, this is the face of Kenya. We have leaders across the country. We have other leaders from Rift Valley who are on their way joining us. We have leaders from Kisii. We are a caucus of 32 members of parliament who have decided to push this agenda beyond our individual comfort zones. So Mheshimiwa Florence Mutua will address us, and then we invite Mheshimiwa Ted before we invite Mheshimiwa Mark to wind up. Yes.
For initiating what we are discussing here today, because it is through his wisdom. We are like-minded leaders who want to move this country together forward, and we appeal to more to also come and join us. I'll speak as one of the women who belong to the caucus of Embrace that you all saw that we met recently as parliament women leaders and also governors who came to be with us, Governor Waiguru. This Embrace is about supporting the building bridges, supporting the handshake that the President Uhuru Kenyatta had with Raila Amolo Odinga, because we all know when there is violence in the country, in any country for that matter, it is the women and the children of that country who suffer. So we agreed as women we have to be in the forefront to protect the handshake, to protect the building bridges initiative, so that there is peace in the country as we move towards the referendum. We have said we want a country where there is cohesion, where there is peace for development, because we can't develop when there is no peace. Moving forward, we do not want nepotism. We want a country where all our children can get jobs. So that is why we are really behind the handshake, and we want to say that we will not tolerate anybody who even deems not to want this country to move together forward behind the building bridges. So as women, the Embrace Caucus, we had our first meeting 2 days ago, and we are going to have a big conference here in Nairobi. We are going to have a big conference in Nairobi to bring all the Nairobi people together as Nairobi County. Then from there, Embrace is going to go to the other 46 counties to preach peace, to push the Building Bridges initiative, and to promote the handshake in the 46 other counties. So this is a serious caucus. We are from a church with the president this morning, and we are very proud that he recognized our presence and he applauded the work that we have initiated. So we are going to move very fast to ensure that the handshake and the Building Bridges initiative is rolled down to the people who are the counties at the grassroots, so that they can understand what is happening up here from the national level. So that is what I can say about Embrace and about the issue of us supporting the referendum 100%. We want our governors to have more funding. Some of these things can only be done through the referendum. We have tested working with technocrats who are our CSs. We have said we will be very happy if we have our parliamentary system back, because it's only parliamentarians who understand the issues that affect their constituents. So some of those things can only be changed through the referendum. So anybody who is seen to fight it makes us wonder what that person is up to. So that's all I can say. Thank you very much, Atwoli, for hosting us and giving us this time.
Thank you. Aspirations or wishes. This is a time to shake hands with our neighbors. This is a time to put the country first, so that we can move as a country, one united country. Anyone who is against Kenyans coming together is truly an enemy of Kenyans. So we are here as leaders to say, one, that the Building Bridges initiative has our full and unequivocal support to go on, and we just want to urge them that over the last 1 year that they have been in office, they have moved at a slow pace, and we want to urge them that coming into this year, they need to swing into action. We want to see them move into more counties. And as leaders who are here, we are also committing to start moving around the country to try and educate our people the importance of this particular piece. The referendum that we are talking about must be a referendum. One, we want a leadership structure that is inclusive, so that every single Kenyan in every corner of this country can see themselves represented in the leadership structure of this country. If that is what is going to guarantee peace for this country, we are actually going to support it. So we support, one, a parliamentary system whereby the people who are going to be in the executive also come from parliament, because then these people have interacted with the true problems of the people. The leadership structure has to be changed. So leaders who want to start dividing us, starting to say that others are dynasties, in Kenya we have never had dynasties, we have had leaders. And for them to have been in that particular space, our brother who has hosted us here has been a leader in the trade union for a long time, and he's not there because he's forcing himself on Kenyans, but it's because he's been recognized, and that's why he has also titles across the whole continent. People respect him for what he's doing. So we respect our leaders, so no one is going to have room to divide us. People who continue to misread the Bible. There are people who have read that Jesus went and Jesus will come. No one knows the time or day, that Jesus will come like a thief, and they have started stealing so that they become like Jesus, we are telling them your days are numbered. Thank you very much.
Take this opportunity to congratulate and thank the host. He's an international elder whom we have come to consult with him. As a young person, I think if you look at me, you know that I'm representing young people in this country, though I'm an MP representing a constituency. I think the advice that he has been sharing to the world, not just Kenya, are worth him. He has never lied to anybody. What he has been sharing is exactly what Kenyans, or what Africans, or what the whole world has been looking for. So that is the reason why we have come. We as like-minded leaders, young leaders, to embrace what he is doing, and also to get more advisors on the way forward. We are at a crossroad in this country. People have been looking for the better ways of solving our problems. I think he's the one who initiated the issues about the change to the constitution. He has been looking at the issues, and he was even involved in the bombers. When they were coming up with the bombers draft, I think he was well involved. And there's a number of important issues which were captured. And even people did audit of the independent constitution, that is 1963 to 1966, whereby we had federal system of government then. And these are some of the issues which were captured in the bombers draft. Accidentally, people went to Kilifi, then people went to Naivasha and spoiled everything. This is the right time now as Kenyans to look into these issues. We need to think about how best can we bring inclusivity in this country. How best can we make sure that development go across board? How can we also get something which is like other people? That is what we are looking at. I think Brother Atwoli has been very open. He has interrogated, and he has even shared a number of constitutions in this world. He has talked about what we have in America. He has talked about what we have in Ethiopia. He has talked about what we have in South Africa, Nigeria, among other countries. I think this is the right time now as Kenyans to try to interrogate those constitutions and come up with something workable. Because when we were going to the devolution, there was no country which had such a system of government. We have tried for the last 7 years working around the constitution that we have. We know the shortfalls that we have. The only challenge that we have been very selfish, that we have never sat and agreed on where can we tighten and where can we loosen the knots so that all Kenyans can also benefit. These are some of the issues that we need to look at as Kenyans. And this is the right time. Though we have been hearing people, young boys and girls, abusing our leaders who have come up with the Building Bridges initiative. I think even it is not African for young boys to abuse their grandparents and even parents. We are even shocked to see those guys doing that. We have been seeing this in Central region, in Coast region, among other regions in the country. We are giving this new year message that let those young boys and girls keep cool, seek advice from elders, and know how we can take these issues. We cannot, like Coast region, we have been having some boys and girls making noise, but I've been weighing these issues. I've been looking at those issues which they are trying to articulate, and I've discovered those issues are non-issues, especially to coastarians. We are engaging into wars which do not even belong to us. We want people to think twice about the issues the country wants. We want to move as a whole, as a country. We don't want to move as regions. We don't want to move as tribes, like what people are trying to portray. So it is very bad for any region to try to engage in a tribal wars, trying to safeguard other tribes without coming in this country. People need to talk about that because we have been having issues in a number of regions across the country. We are going to have boundaries review. We need to think about those issues. We are going to have the most important thing, the constitution review, which will address all the issues that we have been facing in the country. This is the right time now to talk about that. So let's stop about engaging about 2022. Let's engage about amending the constitution so that it can suit Kenyans better. Those are some of the very important things that I think we need to engage at. When 2022 comes, we are going to decide what to do. We are Kenyans. We have never been having kings in this country. We normally elect anybody, regardless of that person is a Kenyan. If somebody is a Kenyan, he has a right to vie, whether he's 90 years, whether he's 18 years, whether he's a Luo, whether he's a Luya, whether he's a Griama, whether he's a Kikuyu, anybody can vie. And it is Kenyans who are going to decide. But we want the ground to be leveled in a way that it will suit everybody, not to suit certain regions or certain individuals. That is what we are standing for. So, dear Kenyans, I think from now, henceforth, it is a new year. We have come to an elder. I know he's going to give us blessings. So keep on spreading the gospel.
Thank you.
You know, when a hen lays eggs, normally knows that all those eggs are going to hatch to chicks. Yeah. But it is unfortunate that some eggs end up not even getting hatched. Yeah. So those are some of the issues which we normally have in an African tradition. So just allow even those guys who are making noise, call one by one, try to talk to them. We have given you a blessing to make sure that you talk to any boy or any girl in this country who is making noise. Advise even the president, Baba, who are the champions of handshake, because we are the one who said they need to have a handshake, and it really happened. Yeah. So I know you had a vision for that. So please make sure that you proceed on giving clear advice to this country. We are behind you, and in case there's anything that we are missing, I know you have seen a lot, you know a lot. Assist us to make sure that we give the right direction to this country. Thank you very much. Let me extend the handshake to the elder.
So lastly, to Brother Atwoli, one, because he is non-affiliated to any political party. He's a neutral old man who has no interest in any elective office or position, and therefore we say that this is the most neutral person in Kenya who can address the issues that are grappling Kenya and address them in a more neutral manner. Because all of us are politicians, all of us have got aspirations, and we say that Mzee can address these issues more soberly. And that's why we came here, Mzee, and we want to assure Kenyans that with such wise men in Kenya, Kenya can never go wrong. And therefore, whatever, Mzee, you'll speak, we shall follow to the letter and shall take your advice seriously. We also want to say that as this caucus, we are going to meet His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta in the course of the week. Thereafter, we shall meet His Excellency Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, just to assure them that we are supporting and embracing the handshake, and we are eager and focused to ensure that we review the constitution so that we sort out the issues affecting Kenya once and for all. So, welcome.
Thank you for the as an elder, and as you have heard vividly that I'm not interested in being an MC or a honorable member of parliament or a senator or becoming a governor, or for that matter becoming a president. I don't talk about DP, because DP normally, or deputy president, doesn't have a ballot box. You have to hang on somebody's shoulder to become a deputy president. So, and I'm above hanging on somebody's shoulders to be a DP. So what I want to tell you is that we as Kenyans, we must support our sisters who are now embracing upon peace. That group, I support it, and it should be enlarged, it should be bigger, and we want to have men also embracing peace, talking about peace, not threatening other people. Kenyans and these leaders are not in transit. There's nobody who is going to Uganda, Tanzania. We are all here. So somebody should not threaten one, oh, you do this, we will do this. That is language we don't want to hear. We want all leaders to tell their supporters to be calm, to be peaceful, and face the referendum, because we want to hasten. I'm asking the government and His Excellency the President to hasten the processes of referendum, so that before June or September this year, we would have looked into our document, constitution, and amended it. So that inclusivity is what everybody wants in this country. We don't want this issue of a winner takes it all, and then we are left fighting one another for nothing. We must support that if you are a Kenyan of goodwill. And if I was any of those who want to become leaders, the first thing I would do is support amendments in our constitution, so that we have a document or a paper that makes our country stable. And any leader would like to lead a country with full of stability, a country that has posterity issues for the future, and a country that can look into those institutions that make us a whole. So I want the politicians to support these young men from Parliament. These are members of Parliament who have said they will continue consulting and working together irrespective of their political affiliations. The other thing I want to say, as I did propose on this issue of handshake, that was in March 2017. Little did I know, by March 2018, there would be a handshake. And I want to thank those who were involved. It was not only me, most of Kenyans of goodwill were involved in making sure that the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga and His Excellency the President Uhuru Kenyatta, came together and shook hands, which has created a lot of peaceful atmosphere in our country. And it has not only Kenya being peace, it has attracted a lot of tourists coming to our country, and also those who are interested in both direct and indirect investment are coming to Kenya, bringing their money here. And Kenya, as you are aware, Nairobi is the satellite of economic activities in the region, and we can only maintain and sustain that if we live peacefully. Lastly, I want to warn those who are talking about factions in the government to stop that nonsense, because it will be more worse. We have a president in a seat, and we have 3 years to go, and he's governing even those who want to become president in 2022. Gentlemen and ladies, brothers and sisters, let us stop early campaigns. If I was one of those who have offered themselves for candidature or candidates of becoming a president of the Republic of Kenya, I would disappear and wait until 2021. We have somebody in the seat. Even if it was me today, I'm the current Secretary General of Court. You start campaigning. Our elections are the nearest, in fact. We are having elections 2021. And if you start as early as this time, what I will do, I will convene my executive board, convene governing body of the workers' organization, and take a remedial action immediately, so that you campaign when you are outside my government. You can't do that if you are a really thinker. So I'm appealing to our brothers, and more so my friend, the Deputy President, to put on some brakes a little bit. Let him not be hyper, or else he will be isolated. In 1966, they isolated Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, the father of Raila Amolo Odinga. It went on like that, people being isolated. Karanja was isolated. The lady was a vice president. Kibaki was isolated at a certain time. Honorable Saitoti was isolated. Anybody who was showing that type of, politics. And Murumbi, when he realized, our first vice president, that place and in that house there is heat, he just walked away. It is not easy when somebody is sitting and you start campaigning. We have history. Let Kenyans say they want you. Don't you want it or I want it. Why do you want it? So I'm appealing to those who have involved themselves in early campaigns to put on some brakes. There are so many people who are willing to become presidents. It will not be only one candidate. But let us not start fighting. It is too early. Let us respect the government of His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. Let us respect the handshake. The handshake is there to stay. You cannot fight it. Nobody commits himself to a friend, and nobody chooses once a friend to work with, and then you come and say this will not happen. And if it is this referendum I have said, it is going to be there. The best thing you can do, we will have a yes and no to a new document. You prepare your gang or your group or your political friends to oppose it. And those who will be for it are ready. Some of us, we have gone round, we listen to everybody. All these MPs have thousands and thousands of people behind them. Here there are 10 MPs elected from different constituencies. So if you are saying no, they will come with their yes group. Start preparing yours for no. And that is how democracy works. So I want to thank you, those who have decided to come and pay a courtesy call to me. And I can assure you, we are not going to get tired soon. And we are reading every book without skipping one page on the future of Kenya. So don't think you are the only person reading. As you read, we are also reading. Because we want peace in this country. Some of us, we have children, we have grandchildren, whom we would like to see them living in a peaceful country or nation called Kenya. So I want to appeal to our colleagues that if you think you will cause mayhem or you will cause problems, Kenya will never be the same for you as an individual. That one I know very well, because the majority wants peace. And the majority are the people who asked some of us, why can't we amend this constitution? Because we had said about, we had some 20% or so to be panel beaten. So that is where we are looking at. Let us see what is ailing Kenya as a nation. And I'm happy these young men and women from our August House, honorable members of parliament who are here, they have realized that and they are working hard. And I want also to thank that group of embraced women for handshake and peaceful Kenya on what they have done. They have realized, I saw even those who are in that group of not knowing where they are going, they have realized that this Kenya is bigger than some of us, and that is the way we should go. And I also want to thank some of members of parliament from my area, but particularly one of the oldest is Honorable Washiari. His statement was good. He has said that he supports this issue of handshake. Let all of us do that. And if you are aside, for those who come from Western, we have said we are going to have Buhungu too. And if you are not on the side of handshake, you will find yourself out. And I will, the lawyers have entrusted with me. We will come out with names at Buhungu from every constituency. We will say so and so is the right person, and so is Mwendi Andu. And then if you are in the group of Mwendi Andu, Muuza Watu, you will just find yourself out of place. So that is what is going to happen in Western Kenya. We will have Buhungu too, to sieve those who are serious on leadership and those who are not serious. So it will not be easy. We will not just leave it open like that. We must guide the nation, we must guide Kenyans, and we must guide people. And I have told people, if you make a mistake of electing a wrong person who will carry away the central bank of Kenya on his back and run away with it, don't blame anybody. I will not be there myself. Don't blame anybody. Because I'm soon retiring. It is you who will suffer. And after retirement, I don't need money. Thank you very much. Ama mlikuwa na maswali nyingi. Let me tell you, this is historical. It has not started with President Uhuru. And I was the first person to go back to your clips to advise the deputy president to have a minute with the retired president, President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, so that Moi would have given him a lecture of 5 minutes as per how he ascended to power when he was a vice president. He's the only first vice president in the Republic of Kenya to ascend to power after the death of our founding father, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. And Moi knew, even if he was representing President Jomo Kenyatta in all OAU meetings in Africa, Kenyatta used not to fly, Kenyatta used not to go out. But when he comes back, and Mzee Kenyatta is at Thingirawa Iregi Nakuru, with the former provincial police officer Mungai, the director of CID Mr. Nderi, and Mbiu Mwana wa Koinange, and Mungai, who was the foreign affairs minister, President Moi would not be allowed to go there. He stopped at the door at the first gate and he goes home. The following day, he could not complain to Kenyatta that your people chased me away. He went, he removed his pencil, he counted years of the old man and his, and then he persevered. Until when he finished his term, when his time of ascending to power came. When he was introducing him in any rally, he could hardly take 2 minutes. He says, Your Excellency, this is your meeting. I'm only 2 minutes, address your people. But you are my deputy in a public rally. You want to articulate government policies. You want to go and preside over functions of government, opening up of roads, as if you are the head of, and the head of state is there. Even mentioning the cost of road A to B will cost. Who is leading? We don't have two presidents. You wouldn't be happy even if you are self in that seat. So I advised the people who support the deputy president to tell him to have 1 minute. If you want to ascend to power, you must be humble. You must humble yourself behind those who are before you, even if you know more. But when you assume my responsibilities and I'm on the seat, what do you people want President Uhuru Kenyatta to do to Ruto? What do you want him to do? Because even if he would have stayed there in the church and Ruto stands up, he starts articulating government policies, the roads he wants to put up in Kiambu, even in the home of President Kenyatta himself. And you are there. And you give a room to Kuria, Moses Kuria, to think it is Ruto who is running the government and not Uhuru Kenyatta. You make Wambuku Kunjiri in Nakuru to say it is not Uhuru, he's diverting attention in the house that is not his. And therefore soon he's going to find himself alone. I'm saying as an elder, I have nothing to lose. I'm giving him a free advice. Let him disappear as if it's not there, and he will service 2021 and he will survive. But if he wants to be every place where President Kenyatta is, to go to the church, if you are a sinner, even if you went to Catholic church where I go 1,000 times, you will remain a sinner. You will not wash away your sins. Tell him to humble himself. And Ruto harbors hate. Let him try to consult these people, talk slowly, not without. I'm giving him a free advice. If you are recording, send this thing to him. He will survive. But if he goes the way he's going, he's not going to survive at all. And he should not say we did not warn him. The way he has disappeared in Isuru, going home, let him sit there. Who is he? Receiving delegates on behalf of government, and President Uhuru Kenyatta is alone with Margaret in the house. Say in that sense, and he's the head of state. I can't allow it, even if it was myself. I would say yes. So wewe umesema ni president, haya chukua hiyo serikali sasa. And we don't get it. Kibaki aliwacha that shield that protects, a symbol of protection of Kenya, ile upanga, in the hands of only one man. That is Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Let somebody tell Ruto, this is free advice. I'm elder. Ruto was born 1966, June or July, when I was leaving Form 4. And in the following year, I started working when he was less than 1 year, on 2nd of June 1967. His elder sisters are the one who are supposed to be my girlfriends. Who would have been my girlfriends? His elder sisters, or cousins rather. Because he didn't know what was going around. When we were dancing bookies and what have you in Nairobi, embracing a bond Kalenjin girl, beautiful Kalenjin girl, he was nowhere. Let him listen to me for free. Let him listen to me for free, and he will survive.